welcome back to the show. This is a little bit of a late video, but we're going to pump you one out today. We're going to have a discussion. This discussion is going to be on self-defense gun choices for either home defense and also CCW, carry self-defense. First off, we're going to look at all the different rounds and their pros, cons, and such. First one to look at, it's a small one, is the 22 long rifle, 22 LR. Okay? Now, the 22 LR is mainly a target practice round, but also used to hunt small game like, raccoons, squirrel, something like that, something small, rabbit. In fact, we'll look at the history of the 22 LR. There has to be a Wikipedia link or something. I hope you all are doing wonderful from Texas to Maine, because snow is it's been snowing for the last week almost. Okay, 22 long rifle. It originates from the United States. It's been used in everything from rifles, pistols, revolvers, and some machine guns. Wow, that would be interesting. Firing a 22. They come in all different types of rounds also. They come in subsonic, standard velocity, high velocity, hyper velocity, shot cartridges, full metal jacket, and tracer. 22, I would say, would be fine for maybe teaching a kid how to shoot, because it's not got no recoil. It's not really got a very loud blast, just a small crack. 22 long rifle, I've seen some people carry like a Walther P22 as a carry weapon, but I really wouldn't recommend a 22 as self-protection, because you could fire 10 of these into somebody and they could still come at you if they're strong enough, given the fact that you don't hit them in the head or some kind of a major artery. But depending on the size of the fella, is if this thing is actually going to go in and penetrate the body that badly. But 22 long rifle, I definitely think twice about using this for home defense or self-defense. Next up is the 9x19 9mm Parabellum round. Okay, this one happens to be a Hydra-Shock hollow point. It's a Hornady critical defense, and the 9mm is a very volatile round. It's used by the military as a standard sidearm in the Army, Marines, Navy, Air Force, etc. It's used by police forces. You can't go wrong with a 9mm. You can somewhat find cheaper handguns for home defense. you can get a high point, which is ridiculous, by the way, but you can get a high point for about $300, a cheap pistol, when you used to be able to get them for about $150, brand new. So, I mean, a 9mm is a nice round, although they're kind of going for like $1 a bullet now, which is crazy in of itself. But the 9mm is very popular. Let's see what it says about it here. Here we go. The origin of the 9mm is from the German Empire. They actually came up with this. It was originally called the 9mm Luger round. It's been used in World War I to present date. So it's got a very, very long history to it. The 9mm I definitely say is a good carry gun and a nice home defense gun. Something simple that, you know, depending on the gun, even your wife, girlfriend, loved one can use it in an emergency. Personally, for home defense, I mean, I got like 3 guns handy. Like a 12 gauge. My wife's got a 38 on her side of the bed. I've got a 9mm and I've got an AR-15 at arm's length if I need to get to it. But what I choose to carry and use is it's a 9mm. I've shown it to you guys before. But it is the SIG P226 Mark 25. 15 round mag. It's a very nice gun, very comfortable, easy to shoot. But yeah, it's my favorite go-to gun, definitely. But the 9mm would be an excellent choice for home defense. It's lightweight. You can carry a lot, depending on the gun you get. You get a SIG, you can carry like 15. A Glock 17, you can carry 17. So yeah, it's a really good choice for home defense. Next up is a old-fashioned round. This is, sorry people, 38 Special. Okay, and the 38 Special is a pretty old gun. I mean, bullet, sorry. See if we can get you some information on this. Revolver cartridge, here we go, 38 Special. Okay. The 38 Special was designed in 1898. So, it's got a very long history. It's one of the first actual cartridge type shells made. Was the 38. 38 place of origin was in the United States. History. It was used in the Spanish-American War, actually. It was the 38 Long Colt. And in World War II, it was issued to Navy and Marine air crewmen. And the 38 Special has been used by police, state troopers, since like World War II and before that, and during Prohibition and the Al Capone days. You know, the 38 Special's got a long history. And it's very, very similar to the 9mm in size. Very similar. Only difference is this carries more powder. Now, I will warn you, I've been seeing these things go for insane amounts of money. I saw on one website where they're selling these for the MagTech, selling these for about $3.24 per bullet, which means a whole pack of 50 was $180 something. I'm not kidding you. But the 38 Special would be a perfect self-defense round if you're carrying it in a little revolver or whatever the case might be. You know, it's a good round. It's tried and proven. Next up for the handgun rounds is a big boy. This is a 45 cal ACP. And it happens to be I believe it's Hornady. Yeah, Hornady 45 Auto. So, the 45 caliber the 45 ACP was created here in the U.S. and it's been used like the other one since World War One. This used to be what was put inside the 1911 A1 45s, sidearms. Sidearms that the military used from World War II, World War One, Korea, Vietnam, on into Desert Storm even. There were a few still floating around, but they had mainly switched to the 92F Beretta by that time. But the 45 ACP round is pretty good. It's got good knockdown power. I mean, imagine getting shot with one of these versus this. It's kind of different. But yeah, the 45 is an awesome round, believe me. The only thing I will say is, when you get a 45 pistol, most of them are going to come in 8 or 10 round magazines. I don't know why. I mean, I know it's because they're bigger bullets. They take up more space. So that's the one thing you're going to have to give. Do you want more power, less bullets? Or do you want maximum capacity and a little bit less knockdown power? I mean, you got to make that decision. Whether you want, you know, do you want quantity, which means more numbers, or do you want more knockdown power in the hopes that 8 of these might be enough, versus you got 17 of these. Okay. But yeah, the 45 I would definitely recommend for home defense. I mean, this will stop somebody in their tracks. The 45 is man-stopping power. Okay. Next, we're going to be looking at possible rifle rounds to use. Let's see here. Okay, next up is going to be the .223 or the 5.56 NATO round, which is very commonly used in the AR-15 M16s. The history of this was created back in 1962, but it was started to be produced in 64, right before the Vietnam War started, believe it or not. The AR-15 M16 was the brainchild of Eugene Stoner, which he's the creator of the M16 and the Armalite Rifle 15. Now this is a military round. I mean, mostly every gun can be used for military purposes. But this thing is made for a military rifle. It's got very high velocity, and it's got good stopping power. Let's see. Now, one important thing to know about the difference between a .223 and a 5.556, or 5.56, sorry, is if you buy a gun, an AR-15, and you make sure you read that barrel really good before you buy it, because it depends upon what kind of ammo you can shoot out of that gun. If it says 223, okay, do not put 5.56 in it. You may have a bad day, because it may blow. It may have too much power, and it may blow up your gun. Now, there is an exception to this. If you get the 223 Wild, W-Y-L-D-E, if you get a barrel like that, the 223 Wild, it shoots 5.56 as well. It's designed to shoot both. Many people don't know about that, but it is a thing. Now, if you buy a gun that says 5.56 on the barrel, then you can use 5.56, or you can use 223, which most AR-15s, when you buy them, you know, they're going to say 5.56. But this is an excellent gun for home defense. An excellent round to use. Because, okay, let's say you have a home invasion. You got about, 4 to 5 guys. Okay? You have a revolver. And they have guns. You've got 5 rounds of this. A 38. Or 6. It takes time to reload that. Especially in the dark. So, I'd much rather have a standard magazine of these. 30 rounds. If I'm going up against, 4 or 5 would-be home invaders, I want enough ammo to put all of them down if I have to. It's true, one of them may get shot and the rest may scatter and run. But, like I said, 30 of these and possibly an extra mag taped to it, or close by, you just evened your odds of coming out of that home invasion alive in one piece. But, excellent for home defense, terrible for concealed carry. Because you cannot concealed carry an AR pistol. I mean, you probably could, but it would be difficult to do. So, good home defense, bad self-defense. Next, I want to throw in a funny one for you. But if you are home and this is all you can afford to get your hands on, then any gun is better than no gun. This one is a very old round. Let's see here. Okay. Next is the 7.62 by 54R. Yes. The Mosin Nagant round. Or Dragunov round. Man, you can hear the gun, you can hear the powder. But this here is a Russian round, Red Army. And if you look real close, you can see it's a penetrator round. So, 7.62 by 54. I would say good home defense. Definitely. I mean, let's say you have the carbine version, which is, you know, a little bit shorter than the great big old long rifle. Which, if you got that rifle, that's all you got. Hey, you might get lucky and find two of them back to back to each other, and you might use this one bullet. It might go through both of them, and go through your house, depending on how thin your walls are. Who knows where it's gonna stop? But yeah, I mean, it's a good round. I mean, maybe if you got people trying to, you know, you got a big open field, and you got people, you know, running towards your house or something that you see with guns, you know, you might be able to slowly pick them off. But home defense, yes. Self-carry, not a chance. Unless you want to sling it over your shoulders and look like a Soviet Army personnel. Be more than welcome. Next, we're going to be getting to shotguns. Now, shotguns do make excellent... Shotguns do make excellent home defense guns. They've been used for home defense for decades upon decades. Maybe even before the Spanish-American War. But this here is a 20 gauge shotgun round. Okay? 20 gauge would be perfect for a female who may be, you know, small frame, can't handle the blast of a 12. You know, this would be perfect. Or even go smaller than this, 410. I would say the minimum, though, I would at least use that 20 for home defense. Self-defense, no. You can't carry any type of shotgun like that. Unless you've got a hidden, you know, SBS short-barreled shotgun that's like yay big. And it's like a little pump or single shot or something like that you got hidden. You know, maybe, but 20 gauge, yeah, I'd say it's a good round for self-defense. And I saved the best for last. The 12 gauge shotgun shell. Okay? 12 gauge, long history. It's a versatile gun. You can use it for deer hunting, bird hunting, people hunting. I'm just kidding. But if they're trying to come in your house, it's a good hunting ground for them. This one is a double-aught buckshot, military grade. As you can see, it's military grade. Double-aught buck, 9 pellets. So this gun is a good self home defense gun. I remember growing up, my grandmother was from southeastern Kentucky. Okay, and I had a single shot H&R Parabellum shotgun, single shot. And whenever we left and she was home alone, you know, she was about 80 something years old. Love that woman to death. She passed away though a long time ago, but she would always have one of my single shot shotguns right next to the couch when she was sitting there watching television. And you know, I had other guns. I was like, you know, Grandma, you know, why don't you use something that's got more rounds in it, except, you know, just a one shot. And she used to joke saying, you know, one shot, that's all I need. So yeah, I mean, back in the day, somebody tried breaking in your house, they'd rack a load in, shoot it at you, and most of the time, that would be enough for the burglar to scatter. But nowadays, burglars are getting more ballsy, let's say. And they're starting to come in force. So, I mean, the 12 gauge is a really, really decent round. Any of these would be great for home defense. Not so much the 22. But I'd say 9mm all the way to 12 gauge would be fine. And, oh, you have to excuse me, I'm getting a little bit tired. But, just wanted to go over this and help you people out there make informed decisions on, you know, getting the right caliber for you. Like, what's good for you and your family and your needs. I mean, if you live out in a farm area, you know, I wouldn't care to load my shotgun up with slugs. If somebody broke in, you know, pump them full of shotgun slugs. But that's not going to be a good idea if you live in an apartment or in a close suburb. Because, I will tell you, and sorry, we had some technical difficulties, so the camera stopped, and we're starting it back up again. But we left off going over the 12 gauge, and, you know, how important it is to have a gun for home defense as well as for self-defense. And if you're on a budget, you know, there's plenty of, well, 3 months ago, I would have said there's plenty of budget guns out there you can get for under $200, but that would have been like a Jimenez JA9, a High Point C9, Heritage Rough Rider 22. I mean, the Taurus PT111 G2. You probably could have gotten that for around 200-ish. But there were guns out there that you could get for pretty cheap. Most in the gaunt under about 300, maybe. Sometimes you can find somebody for a good deal. Get one for about 250-ish. But I'd say, a gun's better than no gun. And also, want to give a shout out to a friend of mine, Michelle. She's going to be joining us on Saturday. She is a former Army reservist. She was a 68 Whiskey. She was a combat medic. And she's going to be doing a gun review with us. So we look forward to, seeing the gun and, doing a review and talking about her voyage that she did, becoming a combat medic. I'm not sure if she got deployed. I know for sure she got to go to, like, a bunch of national emergencies and stuff like that, but she's a terrific woman. I've known her and her brother for about 21 years now, since about the year 2000. So yeah, 21 years. I remember her when she was just like in 7th grade, But yeah, she's been like a sister to me. And her brother and I have been friends for, like I said, 21 years. But we look forward to speaking with her, interviewing her, and just having a good time. So, as always, everybody out there, keep safe, keep warm, depending on where you're at, and keep well. But God bless you all, and God bless America, and we'll see you later. And my wife says hi too. She was a little bit tired and had to hit the sack, so. But you'll see her tomorrow. Bye.